Now in 4 News Now at 6, billions in Medicaid cuts are on the table on Capitol Hill, why families right here at home could be hit the hardest.
I'm tracking some light rain and gusty winds on the way for tonight. I'll let you know if they'll be impacting your Thursday morning commute in the First Alert forecast.
With summer heat on the way, your water bill could be about to spike. A local program is helping you save cash and keep your lawn green. What you need to know coming up. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
On Capitol Hill tonight, Republicans are desperately working to find $2 trillion in spending cuts, potentially on the chopping block, hundreds of billions in funding for Medicaid.
The program covers 80 million low-income Americans. That's about 20% of the nation's population. If that amount of funding disappears, families everywhere, especially in Washington, could be at risk of losing their coverage. Jordan Smith joins us in studio tonight to show us what's at stake.
Yeah, well, according to Washington State Healthcare Authority, 1.8 million Washingtonians are on Medicaid. That's seniors, that's children, that's people with disabilities who rely on this program. And then across the 10 counties in Washington's 5th congressional district, 54% of the children under 19 are on Medicaid. In central Washington, that number jumps to 70%. Lynn Kimball's career is rooted in helping people. She connects elderly and disabled Washingtonians to at-home long-term care options. It's one of the many programs that's watching Congress's next steps very closely.
With those level of cuts, it really would be in jeopardy.
That's because, like countless others, the bulk of her funding comes from Medicaid. 64% to be exact.
We're really concerned.
Senator Maria Cantwell says $880 billion in Medicaid funding is at stake over the next 10 years. Medicaid has been under fire for years now. Republicans arguing it's a broken system and have cited wasteful spending within it.
And we're creating an environment in which we're bankrupting the country when over a third of what we're doing is health care spending.
And there are numbers to support wasteful spending, but it's not bankrupting America. Washington State Auditor Pat McCarthy released a report that found Washington wastes $8.6 million per year on unnecessary premiums for people who live in other states, saying some Oregon enrollees regularly visited providers in both Oregon and Washington, making it challenging to tell which state should pay for their coverage. McCarthy said Medicaid needs better nationwide solutions. But slashing $880 billion over 10 years to make way for tax cuts without a backup plan in place would have devastating impacts on some of the most vulnerable Americans.
I would say if you have coverage now, use the coverage while you have it.
And right now, no decision has been made at this point. Democrats are fiercely fighting to protect Medicaid from being potentially cut. We did reach out to Michael Baumgartner, who represents the 5th District of Eastern Washington here, for a comment about this, and he did not get back to us in time for the news. In studio tonight, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
All right, Jordan, thank you. This is Gabriel Fensler, a 24-year-old Spokane man who died of a fentanyl overdose in March. Now, his mom is turning her grief into action. Katara Johnson-Jones, Gabriel's mom, is launching a movement called Gabriel's Challenge. It kicks off this Mother's Day at the U.S. Pavilion in Spokane and will last through Father's Day. Gabriel's Challenge has already garnered the attention of other grieving moms, elected officials, everyday community members, and others, all uniting for change.
I realized Gabe is like a seed. He died, we buried him, but his story is rising again, and it is bringing much fruit in our community to come together.
The key calls to action behind Gabriel's Challenge and how you can get involved tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest.
4 times more fatal than gunshots, 5 times more deadly than car crashes. Fentanyl is killing Spokane residents from infants to seniors. This woman is on the front lines of Spokane's fentanyl crisis. Dr. Veena Singh examines the dead to protect the living, and she's worried about what she sees.
All of these effects can happen so suddenly people just drop where they are and die.
She compiled some eye-opening statistics about Spokane's fentanyl crisis and has a stark warning for all of us. Watch Robin Nance's exclusive interview with Dr. Singh tomorrow on 4 News Now at 6. Some light rain and gusty winds moving in tonight.
But will it stick around for your morning commute? Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to find out.
No, this system is going to be long gone by the time the morning commute is underway. However, it is going to leave something behind. Taking a look at our satellite and radar right now, we just have a few high and mid-level clouds filtering our late-day sun, starting to see some very light precipitation along the west slope slopes of the Cascades, and that is the system that's going to be passing through overnight. Here's our chance of precipitation late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Only a 20% chance in Spokane, most likely around 11 o'clock to around 1 a.m., and it is not going to amount to much. We will get a little bit of a breeze as the cold front passes by around midnight. Winds will be picking up. We could have wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. It won't go completely calm by tomorrow morning, but 10-mile-per-hour sustained winds as we start the day on Thursday. Now, the big change you're going to notice tomorrow is the drop in temperatures. Our highs today, 10 degrees above average around the region, and that is not going to be the case for Thursday. I'll be back with that forecast and your 7-day outlook in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. When it comes to maintaining your lawn in the summer months, it can feel like you're constantly pouring water and money into it.
Yeah, WaterWise Spokane's a program that can give you some free personalized tips on how to have a lush lawn while conserving your money and water. Madeline Mullins spoke to some people today who are part of WaterWise. And Madeline, what did they have to say?
Well, you may have noticed that more yards like this are popping up across the city. People replacing their grass with bark or gravel and plants that use less water. And these yard makeovers are part of the WaterWise program, and participants are saving money on this.
A few years ago, Nancy Huck made a decision.
Well, after about 30 years of living here and trying to keep the grass green, we just decided, let's try this out.
To ditch the grass and put in mulch and plants that don't require as much water.
So you're saving water immediately with your drip system.
And this change is just one of the ways that WaterWise Spokane is encouraging people to conserve water and money this summer.
And when you do that, you can get a rebate of up to $500 to help pay for that change.
But if this is not your style, the city has other ways to help you keep your lawn green.
We have water technicians that will come out to your home and actually do an inspection with you and an audit and give you tips, tell you what kind of sprinkler heads could make a difference. Help you set up your controller box. We want you to have that information, and we have it available.
Fertilizer, sprinkler system controllers, free inspections. These are all ways you can use less water this summer.
So in Spokane, we actually average twice the national average for water use per person. And that's really because of our summer months and overwatering our irrigation. So we really want to educate and remind people that they probably don't need to use as much water as they are.
And throughout the month of May, WaterWise is hosting free educational classes at the Shadle Park Library to help educate you about ways to keep your lawn green and save money on your water bill. Live in Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Madeline. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson signed a new bill into law that would limit how much landlords can raise rent every year. The law caps rent increases at either 7% plus inflation or 10%, whichever one is cheaper. Supporters say the legislation is intended to prevent excessive rent increases as people struggle to keep up with increasing housing costs, while others say it's going to hurt supply. With the governor's signature, the new law goes into effect immediately. Still ahead here on 4 News Now. A Spokane 10-year-old tearing up the bowling lanes and giving back to his bowling community at the same time. Hear his story later tonight here on 4 News Now.
Real busy. It's our busiest time of the year.
But this year, it's not just flowers keeping one Spokane florist on her toes. How tariffs are trimming profits and testing small businesses just as demand blooms.
And looking to buy your first home, a new housing lottery could give some families a shot at a big discount. See if you qualify for this housing lottery in News Now.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northwest Granite.
Elegance, style, quality.
Agalite, custom made for your project. Agalite shower doors and bath enclosures by River City Glass are designed for a lifetime of use. Timeless beauty that speaks for itself with superior quality and exceptional value. Offering exquisite custom wine room enclosures and office room glass, specializing in custom mirrors crafted to fit your space. Producing high-performance glass for every project, residential and commercial. River City Glass.
With local utility rebates and massive tax credits available, it's now possible to upgrade to a heat pump for less than a traditional air conditioner. Heat pumps are far more efficient than air conditioners when it comes to heating and cooling your home. Get year-round comfort with higher efficiency, all while lowering your monthly utility bills. So don't be fooled into buying outdated air conditioning technology. Upgrade to a heat pump. The smart choice for smart homeowners. Call Bill's Heating and AC today for your free estimate.
This year, spend your summer in a new Toyota from Findlay Downtown Toyota. And take advantage of the great lease options and financing specials currently being offered. This week at Findlay.
Get ready for the concert event of the summer. On the road again. Catch Willie Nelson and family. Bob Dylan. Billy Strings. And more at the Outlaw Music Festival's 10th anniversary tour, May 22nd, One Spokane Stadium. Get access to preferred tickets with your city card. For tickets and more, go to ticketswest.com or outlawmusicfestival.com.
The Memorial Day savings start this week during the Sit, Sleep, and Relax sale at Walker's Furniture.
Lock in low prices on everything you need to unwind. Plus, take advantage of 5-year financing this week at Walker's.
Next, E.T.
Hey, E.T., this is Reba.
Our exclusive with the 18-time ACM host, plus only E.T.'s on set for the Big Bang Theory reunion on Night Court.
I have to say, it feels like home.
Next,
watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
This week on GMA, it's time to celebrate moms.
Love it.
And Friday, the mother of all surprises, is on when we pop up and surprise one deserving mom with the biggest breakfast in bed ever on GMA.
Oh, my gosh.
Friday on Good Morning America.
Housing organizations are coming together to give families in North Idaho a chance at home ownership. 6 new townhomes are available at well under market value, but families will have to win a lottery to get one.
The project aims to give low-income families housing stability that's increasingly hard to come by. Derek Strom explains what it takes to qualify to win one of these new homes.
It really creates that kind of sense of community for people who are living in these homes.
6 new townhomes are ready to move into on Potlatch Loop and Priest River. They're built exactly the same as the other townhomes in the neighborhood, but they will be available for a steep discount.
What we did is we received donations from the community, all private donations. There was no federal funding or state funding used to build these homes. And so those donations will help to offset the cost of construction.
The organizations behind this project hope giving families an opportunity to buy a home in this neighborhood for about $60,000 under market value will create economic opportunities that otherwise might not be available here in Priest River.
You know what your mortgage payments are going to be, so you can plan for it. So, and then also you have the opportunity to, if you want to paint the walls or if you want to put a garden in, you know it's yours.
But before they can move in, families will have to put in an application and be chosen to win one of the new townhomes in a lottery. Applicants have to live in Bonner County, have a family of at least 3, and make between about $50,000 and $75,000 per year.
Because these are 3-bedroom units, we want them to go to families, not necessarily single or 2 couples. We want them to go to families. And then they have to qualify for a mortgage.
Project manager Ben McGran says at least 40 families have started the application process so far, but only about a dozen have qualified. Applications are still open, and you can find a link to apply on our website, kxly.com. Lottery winners will be chosen at the beginning of June. In Priest River, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Enjoy a beautiful evening. Temperatures in the 70s at 7 o'clock. We're going to see a mix of sun and clouds and the possibility of a few sprinkles this evening late. Our winds will be picking up late as well. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Colville Toyota.
This year, spend your summer in a new Toyota from Finley Downtown Toyota. And take advantage of the great lease options and financing specials currently being offered. This week at Finley.
It's time to keep those New Year's resolutions going at Move Fitness.
Are you ready for this? Ready to take chances? Will you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? This is your moment. Are you ready for this?
This year, join the gym that can help you reach your goals at Move Fitness.
Are you ready for this?
Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic is locally owned and operated and has been providing personalized, comfortable, and satisfying care to our clients for over 30 years. Our licensed denturists are trained in the latest techniques in the construction, development, and preparatory work of a denture. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, we do it all. Every denture is made to look as close as possible to your natural teeth. With our knowledge and friendly staff, competitive costs, and quality of service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
The Book of Mormon is the best musical of this century. The 9-time Tony Award winner is genius, brilliant, phenomenal. The Book of Mormon is the funniest musical of all time. It's the gold standard for comedy that goes further than any other comedy in history. You won't believe how funny it is. You won't believe how much heart it has. And when it's over, you won't believe how much you'll want to see it again. The Book of Mormon, this Tuesday through Saturday at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Welcome back in. What a beautiful sunny day.
No doubt.
Yes, sunny. We are starting to see some clouds moving in, and they'll be gone by tomorrow morning, though. Here's a look at our live conditions right now, and actually a very pretty sky. Our view here over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. It's mostly cloudy in Spokane right now. Still 73 degrees, 74 with mostly sunny skies in Coeur d'Alene currently. We will be cooler tomorrow thanks to a cold front that is knocking on the back door right now. It will pick up our winds a little bit tonight. It will bring the lightest of precipitation, and it will bring a more dramatic cool down for tomorrow. Here's a look at our forecast radar. 11 o'clock tonight, and boy, not much showing up here. Some light precipitation that will be long gone by 5 a.m. We'll begin clearing out for another sunny, gorgeous day, but it will be cooler. Here is the latest thinking on our chance of precipitation, and it's running into some very dry air. We've had very dry conditions across the region, so this front really doesn't stand much of a chance to put down anything. Hundredths of an inch in most locations, a little more over the central Panhandle Mountains, right around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. A sprinkle, 100th here, 100th there, but really is not going to be amounting to much. Your Thursday forecast, then, we are already back into the sunshine tomorrow morning, and it'll be a start to the day will be very similar to what we had today. We'll be in the 40s. We're just not going to warm up quite as nicely. 9 a.m., 51 degrees. These temperatures, however, are right about average. We'll be close to 60 by noon. Southwest winds at 10 miles per hour. In the afternoon, we might get a little bit of a breeze, a gust of wind in the 20-mile-per-hour range. But in general, winds will actually be dying down throughout the day as that front moves further and further away from us. And then we have some warmer weather coming behind it. Thursday's highs, 60s in most locations. Downtown Spokane, 70 degrees. Elsewhere around the region, 70s in Omak, Grand Coulee, and Moses Lake, as well as Lewiston. But we'll be in the 60s throughout much of eastern Washington and North Idaho. Then we have another warming trend heading up to 75 on Saturday. Mother's Day is our transition day between warmer, drier weather and cooler, wetter weather. I'll take a closer look at some changes on the way for next week, plus have some Wildlife Wednesday photos for you in the next half hour. Kirsten.
All right, we'll see you then, Chris. We are learning that 2 top Trump officials are scheduled to meet with Chinese representatives to discuss trade.
This could be an early sign that negotiations could begin to bring this ongoing trade war to an end. CNN's Julia Benbrook is at the White House with the details on this high-stakes summit.
These talks are the first in-person meetings between American and Chinese officials since the tariff escalation in March. The tariffs have reached such a high level that trade between the two countries has dropped dramatically. And any sort of relief from the trade war could have a big impact on the global economy. In a matter of days, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer will meet with Chinese officials in Switzerland. This could be a first step to de-escalation in the ongoing trade war. During an interview on Fox News, Bessent managed expectations.
We have shared interest that this isn't sustainable, as I said before, especially on the Chinese side. And, 145%, 125% is the equivalent of an embargo. We don't want to decouple. What we want is fair trade. My sense is that this will be about de-escalation, not about the big trade deal. But we've got to de-escalate before we can move forward.
In a statement, Greer said in part, at President Trump's direction, I am negotiating with countries to rebalance our trade relations to achieve reciprocity, open new markets, and protect America's economic and national security. Trump has said that the tariffs on China remain unsustainably high, and China signaled last week that it was open to some negotiations on trade. In response to this meeting, a Chinese Commerce Ministry spokesperson said that any dialogue or negotiations on this must be conducted on the basis of mutual benefit, adding, quote, if the U.S. says one thing but does another, or seeks to use talks as a cover for continued coercion and blackmail, China will not agree. Reporting at the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Well, when you return something online, you probably think that's the end of it. But what if your personal info is still on the box?
Yeah, we'll show you where your returns might end up and the privacy risks you need to know coming up. Plus, Mother's Day, weddings, prom, graduation. It is crunch time for florists, but new tariffs are making it more difficult to keep those blooms and prices fresh. How some are finding clever ways to make it work.
And flight delays piling up in one of the nation's busiest airports, and it's not just because of bad weather. We'll explain what's behind the growing travel chaos just ahead of summer vacation season and what you can do if your plans are derailed. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The Good Feet store just really helped me out. I mean, they gave me the right arch support for my feet, not somebody else's feet. Then it was like, okay, this is something special.
See for yourself with the free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
From London to New York and around the world, from the stage to the big screen, the worldwide phenomenon returns. The original, record-breaking production returns to Spokane. Mamma Mia. Celebrate the 25th anniversary of the most exhilarating smash hit musical ever. Fall in love all over again with Mamma Mia. Coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts June 17th through 22nd. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Here at Coeur d'Alene Honda, we're more than just a car dealership. We're family. For the past 53 years, we've been proudly serving our community.
We offer the best vehicles with a nationwide lifetime warranty.
From coast to coast, we've got you covered.
Whether you're looking for an affordable used car, we're looking to upgrade to a new Honda. We're here to make the process simple and stress-free.
It's not just about selling cars.
We give back to local charities and support our community.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty. Beep, beep.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. Could they all just fade away? But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
Our customers love coming to Car Wash Plaza.
The staff here is so friendly.
It's the best in the Northwest.
It's so well lit, and there's security lights everywhere.
The central dog wash is so convenient, no hassle, keeps the dog clean, and keeps my house clean too.
My car is a big investment for me, and so if I want it done right, I take it to Car Wash Plaza for the touchless wash.
Car Wash Plaza. It's the best in the Northwest.
Find a location near you at carwashplaza.com.
Are you looking for a great place to get a great workout and crush those New Year's resolution goals? Let's go! Join now and strive to thrive in 2025 at Move Fitness.
Join the movement. 4 News Now is brought to you by STCU, here for good.
After almost 20 years since it was originally announced, today is Enforcement Day for Real IDs at airports across the U.S.
In Washington, it's known as the Enhanced License and the Star Card in Idaho. We went to the Spokane International Airport to see how people are reacting to the change and to see if travelers were prepared.
It hasn't affected our travel any. I imagine it probably has affected a lot of people.
So for those who haven't made the upgrade yet, the Secretary of Homeland Security says you will still be able to get through. She just says you have to go through extra security, and they were still allowed to travel. They just had to go through that extra security at our airport.
But it's not just Real IDs throwing a wrench in some people's travel plans. For the 10th day in a row, a large number of flights have been canceled or delayed, especially at Newark Liberty Airport in New Jersey. We are now hearing from pilots following last week's communication breakdown between them and air traffic control. The FAA says there was a system outage that prevented air traffic controllers from being able to see, hear, or speak with pilots. When it came back up, controllers couldn't see them on radar.
We don't have a radar, so I don't know where you are.
One former air traffic controller who worked in the region claims most controllers have, quote, no faith in their equipment.
Not being able to track the position of an aircraft that is moving in excess of 200 miles an hour across the skies is very difficult.
Another factor behind the communication issues is a decision to move operations from Newark's airspace from New York to Philadelphia. Radar and communication failures at the airport were reported multiple times last year as well. The FAA is now bringing in supervisors from other areas, but that's not an easy fix. They'll need training for this extra complicated airspace.
So what can you do if one of your travel plans gets ruined? Travel experts say it's important to know your passenger rights.
When a flight is canceled, even because of the weather, the airline has to refund you if you decide that that's what you want.
Experts recommend downloading your airline's app and calling the airline to rebook.
You will get notifications much faster than standing in line to talk to customer service about your options for booking another flight.
Passengers can always ask for meal vouchers and hotel vouchers. It's up to each airline to decide if they want to give them out.
Black smoke billows over the Sistine Chapel as the first vote of the conclave comes to an end without a new pope.
We'll show you what makes this group of cardinals so special still ahead.
If you're looking to get something special for your mom this Mother's Day, the cost of that might be a little bit higher than last year. How our local florists are adapting to tariffs, coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's the Spring Tune-Up event at Cal Cars in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene, where we are giving away $600 of free upgrades with every vehicle sold, like custom grills, light bars, and wheels. So you can customize your ride this week in Cal.
This year, make your home more energy efficient and beautiful with McVey Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. Did you know McVey Brothers sells the popular Coeur d'Alene windows? And last year, the 6,000 Window and Doors Series won the prestigious Energy Star Efficiency Award. Well, right now, when you purchase a 6,000 Series window, we'll match your energy rebate based on current utility rebates. Plus, give you $500 off any roof you add to the job. At McVey Brothers, we're always working for you.
New York City's hottest hits are landing right here in Spokane. Join STCU Best of Broadway, live at First Interstate Center for the Arts. It's lights up on a thrilling new season. Moulin Rouge, the musical. The Notebook. Back to the Future. Some Like It Hot. And the epic return of Disney's The Lion King. You just have to be there. Get your season tickets and get swept away at shows.broadwayspokane.com.
Never a doubt. See our great selection of Tundras with backup assist technology and other advanced features at Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Lather, rinse, repeat. It never feels like enough. It's not your products, it's your water. Culligan water softeners prevent damaging hard water buildup, revitalizing your hair and skin. Upgrade your routine with Culligan.
Nearly every day in Spokane, someone dies from an overdose.
More than a 300% increase in overdose deaths.
The people at risk might be closer than you think.
It's your child, it's your parent. Everybody is susceptible.
I'm Robin Nance. In a candid interview, the Spokane Medical Examiner explains the real cost of this crisis.
People just drop where they are and die.
What she says could save lives, including the ones closest to you. Watch Thursday at 6, only on 4 News Now.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Here, well, we were going to take a live look. Sounds like maybe we'll do that later in this newscast at St. Peter's Square in Vatican City, where soon 133 cardinals will decide who will lead the Catholic Church in a centuries-old process known as the conclave. There was only one round of voting today, and no pope was chosen.
ABC's Patrick Reevell is in Rome with a look at what we could expect tomorrow and what makes this group of cardinals so special.
Black smoke appearing over the Sistine Chapel, signaling a new pope has not been chosen. 133 cardinals earlier today filed into the chapel to begin the conclave. Taking their first vote, the ballots burned, signaling a decision has not been reached. As they took their places in the Sistine Chapel, long tables with place cards and voting sheets awaited them, laid out beneath Michelangelo's 500-year-old frescoes.
Sic me Deus adiuvet.
The cardinals taking their oath of secrecy. Then the famous Latin cry,
Extra omnes.
Everybody out. Earlier this morning, 200 cardinals proceeding into St. Peter's Basilica for a mass, joining prayers to help guide their choice.
Per invocare l'aiuto dello Spirito Santo.
Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re reminding the cardinals to put aside their personal considerations, saying the Pope is being elected at a difficult turning point in humanity's history. The cardinals now cut off from the world, the Vatican using signal jamming, the chapel and living quarters swept for bugs. This is the most diverse conclave ever. 80% of the cardinals chosen by Pope Francis, the world speculating if it could produce Asia's first pope. But Kasun Fernando, a seminarian from Sri Lanka, saying whoever is elected will reflect the times.
I'm from Asia and he's from Africa, but it's the Holy Spirit work, and we bet that he reveals the best one for the church for the future.
The wait now beginning, watching the chimney for white smoke.
From tomorrow, the cardinals will vote twice a day, twice in the morning and twice in the afternoon. There will be smoke twice a day, black if there's no decision, white if there is a new pope. Patrick Reevell, ABC News, Rome.
Everybody waiting for that white smoke. Well, it is the Battle of the Flags in Bonners Ferry. Just last night, the city once again started flying the Canadian flag to welcome tourists from the Great White North.
The only problem is that goes against a state ordinance that bans flying any foreign flags. There is one exception. The flags can be flown if it's a special occasion. So some people came up with a clever plan to bypass the law. They proposed an ordinance that made every single day special.
We're known as Idaho's friendliest city. Yeah. And the governor bestowed that on us. I forget which one it was, but we've held that title for a lot of years and for a lot of good reason.
To see why flying the Canadian flag is so important to this community, hear more about this on KXLY.com. All the flags flying in the inland Northwest had a little extra wave to them today with the breeze.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've been getting some really nice weather, but there are changes coming, right, Chris?
Absolutely. You can see some of those changes on this live view over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena right now. Some clouds where there were bright blue skies at this time yesterday. This is a weak cold front that is approaching. It's going to bring us a slight chance of showers overnight and some cooler weather on the way tomorrow. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We have light rain overnight. It is going to be a sunny day on Thursday, back to the blue skies, but noticeably cooler. Breezy at times, wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour, not especially windy. And then we have some cooler and wetter weather ahead for next week. In the meantime, here's a look at your Thursday planner. We'll start the day off in the 40s. Already the skies will have cleared by 7 a.m. Mostly sunny throughout the day. 67 for a high temperature, 65 is our average high, so even though it's about a 10-degree drop, we're still running above average. I'll be back with your 7-day outlook and some Wildlife Wednesday photos in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Chris. New details tonight on the University of Idaho murders trial. An Ada County judge ruled that family members of Bryan Kohberger will be allowed in the courtroom for the entirety of the trial. The state wanted to limit their access to avoid their testimony being skewed by other testimonies. The defense argued Kohberger's family should be allowed to attend per his rights to a fair and public trial. In his ruling, the judge determined the family's potential testimonies would be narrow in scope, different from what other testimonies would, what other witnesses rather would testify on. The trial is set to begin in August.
One of the most read stories on KXLY.com today is about a unique repair shop about 50 miles north of Spokane in Usk.
The shop is a destination for aging train engines to be born again. Inside the nondescript building, the tired old engines are being brought back to life. The crews can do anything needed, from small paint jobs to retrofitting the engines with environmental upgrades that make the run cleaner. The shop is so successful, its work bays are booked out for several years.
We need more space and more people. That's the biggest thing. We have the work for it. We don't have the space and the manpower right now for it.
To see how the railroad is hoping to expand and bring more jobs to the area and the Spokane company that relies on the shop, watch the full story and hear it. It's really one to listen to on KXLY.com. There's a new concern for online shoppers that returning some packages could jeopardize your private information.
For many retailers, processing a return is expensive and time-consuming, so products sometimes end up at liquidation warehouses. From there, they can be sold to resellers like Luis Almonte, who manages a returned package reselling store in New York. These so-called mystery packages are just $4 each. Customers take a chance on what's inside, but the packages can contain the original buyer's name, address, and phone number on the label, raising privacy concerns. WABC called one person listed on the label who had bought and returned a yoga mat from Amazon. That customer was surprised to learn their information was now in someone else's hands.
We send it to them, and I don't know what they do after that.
Now, Amazon says it is investigating this matter. Other retailers like Walmart say they have procedures in place to ensure that all customer information is removed during the liquidation process. As for Almonte, he's now using a marker, as you just saw, to black out the information on those labels.
Mother's Day is right around the corner. Many florists are facing a thorny problem, and that's tariffs.
Our Alexandra Cohen-Yards explains how our local florists are adapting to an increased tax on imported flowers and supplies.
There is a reason running shoes are worn at Rose and Blossom. Things are moving and snipping fast.
Real busy. It's our busiest time of the year.
But this year, Terry O'Connor, owner of the Spokane Valley Flower Shop, is facing an unusually pricey Mother's Day season as she handles an extra tax on her imported flowers.
In some cases, they haven't passed that on to us yet if we pre-booked the flowers, but in other cases, they did have to pass that on to us.
Our region has the gift of beautiful natural flowers, but blooming season is just beginning, meaning many of the flowers you see here are brought in from South America, which is facing a 10% import tax. However, the real concern is about everything else that is included in a flower arrangement. That could be vases, containers, ribbons, as many of those goods come from China.
So those have been impacted. Really, we have canceled some of our orders because they went up 200%.
These uncertainties and high prices have forced florists to get creative.
For me, it means I have to do less flowers to, to make up for that price in the supplies.
Sasha Downey is the owner of Blooms on the Boulevard. She has also seen a dramatic change in the cost of her supplies.
I hate to see, it slow down because things get more expensive and people not being able to do the extras for holidays and such.
The wish from both of these florists is that you bear with them through these troubling times. For O'Connor, these tariffs are concerning, but something that hopefully acts as a bud for her business.
I've rolled over the years, so everything always works out. That's my little catchphrase.
Reporting from Spokane, Alexandra Konyards, 4 News Now.
Well, not too many 10-year-olds are already elite at their sport, but Spokane boasts one of them at the bowling alleys.
Gleason Garski just bowled his first official 300 game, and he uses his tournament winnings to help give back.
I caught up with Gleason today at Lilac Lanes, and you won't want to miss what he says is inspiration for the sport and how he is this good so young.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. Sign up for the 4 News Now Brainstorm at KXLY.com.
The new spring inventory is rolling in this week at Findlay Downtown Toyota. And that means it's a great time to spend your summer in a new Toyota. Whether you're pulling the boat with the new truck or taking a road trip in a cool 4Runner, Findlay has the perfect Toyota for you. It's simple. If you're looking for bigger savings, a better selection to choose from, and the best financing available now, you can find it all this week at Findlay.
If you'd like to improve your sleep, you're going to love the Sit, Sleep, and Relax sale at Walker's Furniture, where the Memorial Day savings are starting early on Beautyrest, Serta, and over 40 more styles of the best name brand mattresses. This is your moment to sleep better and pay less. Plus, special 5 years financing is available with no money down, so you can wake up feeling refreshed and pay over time. And you can get up to $300 of additional free furniture with select sets sold this week at Walker's.
It's time to win big this May at the Kootenai Casino. We've got your Kootenai Falls Lodge Room ready, starting at the incredibly low rate of just $79 midweek. We'll even include 2 breakfast vouchers. And you'll love our $20,000 drawing, daily hot spins, and the $10,000 giveaway for Victoria and Memorial Day. Come play in May. Book today. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
Hi, I'm Phil. I was diagnosed with an asbestos-related disease. When I was struggling so much with getting air, I come to the Card Clinic, and I was able to get diagnosed. Ever since, the Card Clinic has been there for me. I don't know what we'd do without it.
Have you lived, worked, or enjoyed time in Lincoln County in the last 10 years? You may have been exposed to harmful Libby amphibole asbestos. Contact us today for a free screening.
Hi, I'm Grant Falco, 4th generation business owner at Falco's. Did you know we are now offering heating, cooling, and electrical services? Same Falco's family, same Falco's quality. With new ways to make your home feel just right at a great price.
Falco's, so much more than a fireplace door.
Falco's, 9310 East Sprague Avenue.
For Gleason Garski, bowling just comes naturally. He's already bowled his first 300 game and wins tournaments regularly, but it's his own foundation that he started that resonates to a community where he's just getting started. Gleason created Every Kid Bowls, or EKB, a charity fund designed to give back to the bowling youth community by providing local kids new bowling balls and ball bags so they can follow the passion that he loves so much at just 10 years old. Now, 100% of the proceeds of sweatshirts and apparel go to fund bowling essentials for folks who struggle to get the equipment themselves. He spoke with us today about what inspired him to give back and start this charity so early into his bowling career.
It means a lot to me because I love giving back to the bowling community.
And yeah, my dad asked me what my favorite memory of bowling was, and I said, obviously, getting my first bowling ball. They go from just coming on Saturday morning in bowling league to actually coming to the bowling alley and having fun and throwing their own bowling balls.
Such a special kid. And you can see more from Gleason, plus hearing from his dad and coach, all coming up in our full story in sports on Nightside. Spokane Chiefs took care of business against the Portland Winterhawks in a 4-0 sweep to reach the WHL Finals. The Medicine Hat Tigers are all that's left between the Chiefs and a Memorial Cup berth. But we should be more clear. Gavin McKenna and the Tigers are all that's standing in the way. And what a giant to take down. You're seeing his highlight tape here. Second place point scorer behind Spokane's Andrew Crystal, and a kid who's riding a 53-game point streak. Unreal. Team spoke with us this week on how they'll do against such a daunting opponent.
I mean, he's awesome. Like, he's an unreal player. He's so gifted, and you know what he's doing at such a young age like that in this league. It's pretty incredible. So it's gonna be fun to go up against him, and we're gonna look to play him hard, and I'm sure he's gonna have his moments in the games where we're gonna kind of be a little bit mind blown. But no, he's a great person, great kid, and super fun to play against.
Andrew and his Chiefs will certainly have their hands full. Game 1 in Medicine Hat is this Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Spokane Zephyr announced today that inaugural head coach Joe Johnson will step down at the end of the season to focus on her family and return to coaching at the college level back in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She's led her squad into a playoff position with 3 matches to go in the regular season finale, also their home finale, only a few weeks away on May 31st. She is confirmed to lead the team in the postseason through the end of the campaign if they lock it in. And no details on a replacement are announced yet, but a national search is underway for their next few candidates. And so it's pretty exciting to see what both them and the Velocity have already accomplished so far. I know Velocity's got a lot of season to go, but Zephyr, what a comeback to be in a playoff spot.
Can I just say, too, we see all the highlights from the Chiefs, but you don't often see them up close. Andrew Crystal couldn't look any more like a hockey player than he does,
the
right?
tooth missing.
Yeah, for sure.
He is the coolest. Thanks, Jack. In news for your health now, today is World Maternal Mental Health Day, a time to raise awareness about the mental health issues many face before, during, and after giving birth.
Experts say many times these illnesses go untreated and can have a significant impact on both mother and child. CNN's Mandy Gaither explains why these conditions often go unnoticed and has some red flags everyone should know about.
From the time a person becomes pregnant up to a year after giving birth is called the perinatal period. And for about 800,000 Americans, it's a time when mood disorders are born, including conditions like depression, anxiety, and postpartum psychosis.
25% of those people get treated for it.
Andrea Clark with Postpartum Support International says many times inadequate screening is one of the contributing factors that leads to these mental illnesses being overlooked and untreated. That's why she says there needs to be multiple points of screening from the prenatal through postnatal periods.
There is sort of a stigma and even a reluctance sometimes to name things that might be going on with them emotionally or their mental health because of the fear of the way systems may deem them not fit to parent.
While symptoms will vary depending on the mental illness, at a few weeks into the postpartum period, Clark says those symptoms can include trouble getting out of bed, appetite changes, feelings of sadness most of the day, lack of connection or bonding with the baby, and thoughts of harm to yourself and or the baby. She says these are just some of the signs that you or a loved one should seek care.
There's help, there's hope, and you are not to blame. You are not alone.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A local foundation that helps families with children with special needs received a $25,000 donation from First Interstate Bank today. For more than a decade, the Isaac Foundation has offered a safe space for these kids to be able to express themselves and have fun while giving parents a supportive community to connect with. Its founder says this money couldn't come at a better time as it recently lost a significant amount of federal funding.
With some of these cuts and potentially less access to funding, where are we going to be able to make up the difference? And so this could not have come at a better time for us.
The donation is part of the bank's 4th annual Believe in Local program. It's an employee-driven process that selects 40 nonprofits that donate a total of $1 million to.
Isaac Foundation, our neighbors here on the north side of downtown. This one's for Kirsten. Her favorite animal from Mark Vogt, a yellow-bellied marmot. I think the marmots are a lot of people's favorite critters. Mark Vogt did a beautiful job capturing this little darling out in the sunshine. He said he's keeping a close eye on him. Looks like he's got some grass in his mouth. Adorable. I'll be back with more photos and your 7-day forecast after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
This is him. You need an eye exam. Wait weeks for an appointment? Now that's criminal.
Word on the street is at Stanton Optical, you don't have to wait for an eye exam. 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for $79 all same day. Stanton Optical, easy as our thing.
So you've been thinking about upgrading your air conditioner for a while now. But with tariffs right around the corner, that waiting could cost you big time. Fortunately, Bill's Heating and AC planned ahead and stocked our warehouse full of pre-tariff air conditioners. Same comfort, same quality, without the coming price hike. But this equipment won't last long, so don't wait until prices go up. Take advantage of pre-tariff pricing and our lowest price guarantee. Call Bill's Heating and AC today and lock in comfort before comfort costs more.
Fred's Appliance Clearance Centers are your one-stop shop for top-quality appliances and unbeatable prices. Top brand closeouts, full factory warranty, and new inventory arriving daily. Take advantage of incredible discounts with savings you won't find anywhere else. Hurry in! With Fred's Clearance Center's huge selection of heavily discounted name-brand appliances, the inventory moves fast. For the best deals on appliances in Spokane, visit either of Fred's Clearance Centers today.
Attention! Save up to 50% at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa tent sale this weekend at Spokane Valley Mall. Don't put off buying any longer. You can have a hot tub now. Over 50 models on display. Every floor model must go. Come see revolutionary swim spas that can heat or chill the water. Bad credit, no problem. 100% in-house financing, no turndowns. Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa blowout sale this weekend at Spokane Valley Mall. Call 1-833-HOUR-SPAS or go to discountspas.com.
Just look at those beautiful plants and flowers from the Plant Farm. The Plant Farm is Spokane's go-to garden center. A promise of trust and confidence comes with the healthiest plants from the Plant Farm because their plants and flowers are grown right here. Get annuals, perennials, roses, trees, shrubs, and their signature hanging baskets and more, even indoor plants. Head to the Plant Farm, Spokane's go-to garden center on 4th between Evergreen and Adams in the Spokane Valley because life is better in the garden.
At Stanton, get a 1-month supply of Clarity One Day for only $69. Plus a free contact lens eye exam. That's a whole lot of savings. That is our best deal yet. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical, easy's our thing.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Ooh, some Wildlife Wednesday photos just to get started. And I love this picture from Courtney Litwin, who does such an amazing job imaging hummingbirds. And she spotted this male calliope buzzing about a field of camas flowers. And I'm always amazed that anyone can take a photo of a hummingbird. They are so tiny and move so fast. Beautiful photo. Now, Nora Jen, our wildlife photographers, they don't just zip out and see a bald eagle and an eaglet and take a picture. Nora has been watching these nests year after year and watching from a distance and finally spotted this eaglet peeking out from this bald eagle nest. Look at how massive these nests are. This is near Cooley Dam. And speaking of years and years, this is Lucy Goose, and we have been getting pictures of Lucy and her offspring for 10 years on Wildlife Wednesday. She comes back every year to the Rudolph's place down in Pullman with Mr. Goose. Every year she has a brood. She's got 5 this year, and I think that is pretty cool. 75 was our high temperature today. 65 is the average high, nowhere near record territory, but well above average. Sunset tonight is at 8:10. Still time to enjoy this beautiful weather, but you'll notice maybe a breeze picking up and a few more clouds tonight. We are going to drop down to 67 for a high tomorrow. That's still a couple of degrees above average. Then we start warming right back up again. I did have an 80 on this graph earlier in the week. That looks like we're going to cool down a little bit starting Saturday. Quite a bit more Mother's Day Sunday, and then we are down here below average Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and we'll start to see that chance of showers as early as Mother's Day. The chance of below average temperatures continues all the way through the middle of the month, and the chance of above average precipitation starts to fade a little bit in the 8 to 14 day forecast. But in the 7-day outlook, things start getting wet, which boy we need as early as Mother's Day, and I'm still working on the timing on the Mother's Day forecast, so please check back. Monday looks wet, showers possible Tuesday and Wednesday with a few thunderstorms mixed in here and there as well. Derek?
All right, Chris, thank you. Before we head to a break, here is a look at ABC's primetime lineup for your Wednesday night.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's the Spring Tune-Up event at Cal Cars in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene, where we are giving away $600 of free upgrades with every vehicle sold, like custom grills, light bars, and wheels. So you can customize your ride this week in Cal.
So according to Mr. Washington, we deserve a little room upgrade.
That won't be necessary.
Okay. How about a second opinion from the other Mr. Washington?
Are you a Camus Rewards member?
Yeah. Why?
It's the only local players card that gives you the lowest possible rates on rooms and room upgrades, not to mention food and drinks throughout the property.
So I'm taking these back, right?
Membership matters with Camus Rewards, only at Northern Quest.
There's a good feeling we get when we show up for others, whether it's a family member, a neighbor, or a local nonprofit we care about. When you donate or volunteer to support nonprofits, great things happen. That's what Give Big is all about. Give Big is Washington's annual giving campaign that benefits nonprofits of all kinds across our state. On May 6th and 7th, visit wagives.org to discover and donate to nonprofits making good things happen.
Post Falls ER and Hospital, open 24/7, providing premium emergency department care without the wait. From your child sports injury to urgent ambulance visits, Post Falls ER features low wait times, efficient procedures, and compassionate care. Plus, we provide state-of-the-art imaging, inpatient care, and accept all commercial insurances. Because in an emergency, every second counts and every life matters. Post Falls ER and Hospital, State Line near Cabela's, minutes away, hours faster.
Are you looking for a great place to get a great workout and crush those New Year's resolution goals? Let's go! Join now and strive to thrive in 2025 at Move Fitness. Join the movement.
Jeopardy Masters is back and bigger than ever.
I've got to get my buzzer finger better.
Your favorite Jeopardy champions compete for the ultimate title.
Whew, okay.
Jeopardy Masters primetime event. New tonight, 9/8 Central on ABC.
Are you moving? Make it easy with Dan the Moving Man. Reliable, efficient, and stress-free. Dan is your locally owned, trusted household and piano moving partner. Visit danthemovingmanwa.com for your free quotes today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Riverdance. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
All right, coming up tonight on Nightside, are rising grocery prices forcing you to choose between eating healthy and saving money? The simple food swaps experts say can keep your diet nutritious without breaking the bank. Tonight on Nightside.
There are hot dogs in that video. Is that the hack? Because I am
hot dogs.
I am in. And some pretty nice weather for the next 3 days. You may hear the wind pick up a little bit overnight and a few sprinkles on the hood of your car tomorrow morning.
All right, Chris, thank you.
Perfect weather for a barbecue. Get Chris the hot dogs.
Those budget hot dogs.